Shalom to Yair Hirschfeld, one of the key architects of the 1993 Oslo Accords.
Hi, good morning.
So first of all, tell me, are there regrets? You know, many see the Oslo Accords as the Oslo disaster.
Yes, it's part of right-wing incitement. It's part of a very bad public relations effort. And it's part of a reality that is difficult. And that people made mistakes. And but the mistakes were not necessarily coming. The people who criticize Oslo don't have any answer what to do. They criticizing is very easy. The question is, what is really a constructive solution moving forward? I don't want a solution, I want a process. And the process has to include somehow the Palestinians, and we have to respect their dignity, we have to respect some of their aspirations, and we have to block them in attempts that may undermine Israel's interests.
But did the process have to include more than 1,000 victims, who some defined as the victims of peace?
Again, I told you in Hebrew and I'll tell you in English again. The 1,000 murders is part of right-wing incitement against the peace camp. The victims of Oslo have to be counted until 1999, until the Second Intifada. The Second Intifada Barak broke the Oslo concept. The Oslo concept was to move gradually and to give them gradually empowerment under controlled condition. Barak went for everything or nothing. On everything or nothing, matters fail. In life, there's never everything or nothing. And there are 2 or 3 other parts on the security issue. The second part is that the big terror act only happened after Baruch Goldstein killed 29 Palestinians in a synagogue, in a mosque. And another part is that Oslo created peace with Jordan. Peace with Jordan has been an enormous asset in Israel's security. And Oslo created security cooperation, which is also an enormous asset. So stop the accusations and give the entire picture, which would be fair and also far more to the point.
And how about the fact that the Palestinian police eventually, as many people warned, turned the weapons towards the Israelis? We're talking about weapons that they received from Israel.
It's very bad. It's very bad. We can go into very much in detail when this happened. The first time the Hamas terror started almost immediately, that's true, and we tried to block it. But the first time when Fatah people took weapons against us were in September 1996, when the Hasmonein tunnel was opened. Now I'll tell you about the background. The background was that the Palestinian leader Faisal Husseini begged me. He begged me and said, let me speak to the Minister of Police, let me speak to Kahlani, and let us see how we prevent things from happening. Don't open now the Hasmonein tunnel. Don't open it now. If you open it now, it will cause a major disaster. Let's see how we handle it. If we work together, we can prevent a lot of disaster. And they helped a lot in many ways. The point was that Netanyahu didn't let Kahlani meet with Faisal Husseini. And then things went from bad to worse. And the outcome was so bad that when it happened, Netanyahu, together with Dori Gold, went to the States, and I was told that they were received in the Blair House. In the Blair House, they didn't even serve them tea because they were seen, the Americans took Netanyahu responsible for it. And then he had to negotiate from a position of weakness, while we negotiated from a position of strength.
30 years later, the debate continues, but the big question is, will there be peace?
I don't know what peace is. I'll tell you, the worst struggle against, the worst action against peace, I would say, was a speech made by Abba Edom in December 1954 at the United Nations, where he speaks about peace. And it's utopia. And if you live in utopia, peace of love and being all together, that's not reality. Reality, there's an ongoing struggle. What we can have is that the conflict can go on with as little violence as possible, and in an understanding that will serve both sides. There will some kind of a win-win understandings. And I would say the Abraham Accords offer a lot of opportunity we can go ahead with.
Yair Hirschfeld, thank you very much for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.